Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we're going to take a journey into a world that's completely invisible to us, but it's the foundation of literally everything that's alive. Yep, including you. We are talking about the world of cells. And to even begin to explore it, we first had to figure out how to see. So think about that for a second. That's the huge, fundamental challenge, right? We live in this big world we can see and touch, but the actual building blocks of life itself, the tiny cells that make up every single living thing, are totally hidden from us. So where do you even start? Well, the answer, as it so often is, came down to human ingenuity. The entire field of cell biology was basically unlocked by one single, incredibly powerful invention that gave us our very first peek into this hidden reality. And that brings us to our starting point, the humble but absolutely brilliant light microscope. This was humanity's first real window into the cellular world, and I'm not exaggerating when I say it completely changed everything we thought we knew about life itself. The idea behind it is just so elegant and simple. A light microscope does exactly what it sounds like. It takes the visible light that's all around us, shoots it through a series of carefully crafted glass lenses, and makes tiny little things look much, much bigger. Okay, so let's break it down really quick. First, you've got a light source at the bottom that shines up through your sample. Let's say it's a drop of pond water. That light then travels through the specimen and hits a series of lenses. These lenses bend the light, basically spreading it out to create a magnified image that we can see through the eyepiece. So simple, but man, was it revolutionary. And just like that, with this new tool, we discovered a whole new universe. We saw bacteria for the first time. We saw our own blood cells, the structure of plants. It was a total golden age of discovery. But pretty soon, scientists realized they were hitting a wall. There was a limit to what light could actually show us, a fundamental barrier. Now, to really get why they hit this wall, we need to talk about something crucial: scale. Because when you're exploring the microscopic world, you need a whole new way to measure things. Things get unbelievably small, unbelievably fast. This really puts it all into perspective, doesn't it? We start with a millimeter, about the thickness of a coin, something we can easily see. Now imagine dividing that by 1,000. Suddenly, you're at a micrometer. That's the world of bacteria and most cells. But what if you want to see the tiny machinery inside those cells? Well, you have to divide by 1,000 again, and that brings you down to the nanometer scale. Now we're talking about viruses and even a single strand of DNA. And all this talk of scale brings us to a critical concept: resolution. See, magnification just makes things look bigger, but resolution is what makes them look clear. It's the ability to tell that two little points are actually separate, instead of just seeing one big blurry blob. And here's the problem: the physical barrier. Your resolution is totally limited by the wavelength of the light you're using. So this leads to a really fascinating problem. A wavelength of visible light is somewhere between 400 and 700 nanometers long. So what happens if you want to see something that's only, say, 10 nanometers wide? The light wave is just too big. It passes right over the tiny detail without even noticing it. The best analogy I've heard is it's like trying to read Braille while wearing ski gloves. It's just not going to happen. To solve a problem like that, science had to take a massive leap, a quantum leap, you could say. If light waves were too big and clumsy, we needed to find something with a much, much shorter wavelength to do the seeing for us. And the answer they came up with is just incredible. They decided to stop using light at all. Instead, scientists turned to electrons. It turns out, when you shoot a beam of electrons, they act like a wave, but with a wavelength over 1,000 times shorter than visible light. And that, right there, was the key that unlocked a whole new level of reality. And this comparison just says it all. The very best a light microscope can possibly do is resolve details down to about 200 nanometers. But an electron microscope, it can get down to a fraction of a nanometer. That isn't just a little better, it's a completely different dimension of sight. It's the difference between seeing a city from an airplane and being able to see the individual nuts and bolts inside a single car engine on the street below. This amazing new level of detail has a name. It's called the ultrastructure. We're not just looking at a cell as a little blob with a nucleus anymore. No way. We're seeing the intricate factories inside it, the power plants, the protein builders, the very membranes holding it all together. We're seeing the actual hidden machinery of life. So you might be thinking, okay, great, the electron microscope made the light microscope totally obsolete, right? Well, not at all, actually. It just means that biologists now have a much more specialized toolbox, with each tool being perfect for a very different kind of job. This table really lays it all out pretty clearly. Yeah, the electron microscope wins on magnification and resolution, hands down. It's not even a contest. But look closely at that third line, the specimen. And that is a huge trade-off. To use an electron microscope, your sample has to be dead, sliced impossibly thin, and put inside a vacuum. A light microscope, though, it lets you watch living cells crawl around, divide, and interact with each other, all in real time and in glorious color. So here's the real takeaway. It's not about which one is better. It's about asking the right question. If you want to watch life happen, if you want to see a cell divide in two, you grab the light microscope. But if you want to understand the stunningly detailed molecular machinery that makes that division possible in the first place, you need the power of the electron microscope. They're a team. It's really just an incredible story of scientific progress when you step back and look at it. I mean, in the span of just a few centuries, we went from seeing the first fuzzy outlines of cells in a piece of cork to being able to map the machinery of life, molecule by molecule. Our ability to see has always driven our ability to understand. And that journey is far, far from over, which leaves us with one final, huge question. The jump from light to electrons showed us the cell's hidden machinery. So, what invisible worlds will the next big leap in microscopy reveal? What new universe is waiting for us to find a way to see it?
Important terminology for this topic is shown on the screen, arranged according to various exam boards. These terms demand focused attention during revision as they are highly significant and must never be overlooked. Furthermore, a past paper evaluation is included for each board and paper format. Give this paper attention too, since it will strongly enhance and refine your preparation. Additionally, aims to grasp the meaning and usage of every term instead of rote learning them individually. Consistent practice of these terms in past paper questions will greatly boost your precision and overall exam results.
प्लीज हमारे चैनल को सब्सक्राइब कर लें। किसी बेहतरी की जरूरत हो तो कमेंट करके लाजमी बताएं। हमारी वीडियोस को लाइक और शेयर भी लाजमी करें। शुक्रिया।